Hello, children. Today we are going to start a new story, a new chapter from a class 6 textbook, Honeysuckle. And the name of the story is How the Dog Found Himself a New Master. Now, you must be wondering why the title A New Master. So, in earlier days, each and every animal was free to roam wherever he wanted. No animal was a tame animal or a wild animal. So, this story is about how a dog finally became a domesticated animal, that is, a tame animal. So, let's see what the story is all about. So, once there was a time when all the dogs, when all the animals were free, they were their own masters. No one was there to guide them or to order them. Just like that, dogs were also one such kind of animals. So wolves till date are still roaming freely, and dogs too once were roaming in that same manner. But once a dog was born who was not happy, who was ill pleased, who was unhappy with this kind of love. This kind of life means in a life where he was free, there was no one there to protect him, there was no one there to care for him, and he became sick of it, he was tired of it, and he thought that he had to continually look after himself, and he was always frightened of the other animals who were stronger than him. So finally he decided that the best thing for him was to become the servant of the person or the animal who was the strongest of all, who was stronger than anyone else on earth. And therefore he decided that he must find such a master who was strong and who could protect him from the other animals. So he roamed and roamed, he walked and walked. He met many others. He met his relatives, he met the others who were more violent, who were fierce. And finally, he found someone who was strong and who was violent. Who was he? He was the big wolf. The wolf that he found to be very strong. So the wolf asked the dog that where he was going. And the dog said that he was looking for someone who would protect him, who would be his master. So he asked the wolf, would you be my master? And the wolf replied, and the wolf said that yes, of course I would be. Why would I not be your master? So after that, the dog finally found his master. Now everything was going smooth, everything was going on fine with them, but suddenly something happened. Okay, when they were walking, all of a sudden the wolf lifted his nose. The wolf sniffed. The wolf could smell something, and he moved quickly, and he almost like ran in a quick manner. Where? Into the bushes. Into the bushes means he was hiding from something. He could smell something, and therefore he jumped into the bushes to hide himself. And the dog was very surprised, and the dog was amused. He was not able to understand why his master was doing such a thing. So he asked the wolf, what happened? Why are you so frightened? Why are you so afraid? And then the wolf said, can't you see? There's a bear out there. Can't you see? There's a much stronger animal than me. And who is this animal? It is the bear. So he said that the bear is out there and he might eat up both of us. He might eat up me, means the wolf, and you, means the dog. So when the dog saw that the bear was stronger than the wolf, he decided that he cannot be with the wolf since the wolf is not strong as him. So he told himself that I must be under the care of the bear and I must be a servant to the bear. So when he asked the bear if he could be a provide service to him, the bear agreed, and they became the new master and servant. So the second master of the dog was the bear. So will you remember till here? The thing is, first he saw that the wolf was strong, but he saw that the wolf was afraid. The wolf was afraid of the bear, and so the dog moved to the bear and told him that I must be a servant of the bear. Okay, so the second master is now the bear. Now the bear then tells the dog that let us go and find a herd of cows. Means let us go and find a group of cows and we will kill one of them and we can both have a fill and we can fill our stomachs with it. So they walked and soon they saw a herd of cows. So they could find their prey. They could find that they could now prey on the one of the cows, on the herd of cows, and they could quench their hunger. But then suddenly they stopped. They stopped because they heard a terrible noise, and this noise was coming very rapidly, very loudly. Okay, why? The cows were mooing loudly. So mooing here is the sound that is made by cows. The cows were mooing and running in a panic. Means they were running haphazardly without finding a proper path. And when the bear looked out from behind the tree, he too started running deeper into the forest, as if the bear was also afraid of what he saw. Now what happens? So what happens is the lion, the ruler of the forest, lion is roaming in that part. So the dog asks, who the lion? Who is the lion? Who is he? So the bear says, you don't know? Don't you know who the lion is? He is the strongest beast on earth. So the bear was now afraid of the lion. And as you know, what was the wish of the dog? The wish of the dog was that he wanted to be under the care of someone who is the strongest on earth, isn't it? So he went to the lion. He left the second master, means the bear, and he asked the lion that if he could be his servant, and the lion agreed to it. And the dog also stayed with him and served him for a very long time. Means everything was going fine. So finally the dog had found the strongest of all, and they were having a good time. It was a good life and there was nothing to complain of. They had no problem for a long time. So they were living together, as the dog was not frightened of anything else because the lion was constantly taking care of him. But after having such a good time for so long, for so many days, one day something happened. What happened? While they were walking by side along a path, the lion suddenly stopped and he roared loudly. He gave a great roar and he was striking the ground angrily. He was very angry and he began to back away very quietly, and he began to go back the way he was coming, again the same way he was going back. So the dog asked, what is it, master? Why are you so upset? Why are you so angry? Is anything wrong? And then the lion said, yes, I can smell a man. We had better run for it or we will be in trouble. So now we know that a lion is afraid of someone else. The strongest beast on earth is afraid. And the dog finally saw that the lion is not the mightiest. The lion is not the strongest. Who is the strongest? It is the man. Okay, and finally what happened? And off the dog went to join the man, and he stayed with him and served him faithfully. So finally the dog found his master. He found the strongest master on earth that he wanted to be under the service of. So finally you see that the dog had how many masters? The dog had 4 masters. The first one is the wolf, the second is the bear, third is the lion, and the fourth and the final one is the man. So why did he decide to be under the service of the man? Why did he decide to be a servant of the man? Because he saw that man was the mightiest and man was the strongest of all the other beings. He was someone of whom every other being was afraid of. Okay, so that is the story of how the dog found himself a new master. How he found a new master? It was through the process of going from place to place and working under the service of one and another master that he finally was able to find a new master. And who is the new master? It is the man himself. Man himself is the new master. And finally, that is how we come to know that the wild animal, the dog, became a faithful and a domesticated animal at last. So I hope you have understood the story. Thank you.